Hey besties, how are we all? I hope you are doing well. I thought today I would bring you guys my very highly requested blow dry routine. Now this is my really super easy 10-minute blow dry. This isn't anything major, nothing complicated, just what I do when I need to blow dry and go. So of course I start by washing my hair, and I am currently using the Red Cairn Acidic Bonding Concentrate. I've been using this shampoo and conditioner for a really long time now. This is my third or fourth bottle, and I find that it just works for me. You don't need this. Any shampoo and conditioner that works for your hair will be great, but yeah, this is just currently my hair washing routine. And this is not a hair care video, but for anybody that cares, I double cleanse the hair. We double cleanse our skin, we double cleanse our hair, and this means I shampoo twice. We go in with one, we rinse it out, and we go again. And I do spend quite a little bit of time just massaging this into my hair, not worrying too much about the ends, because as you can see, the shampoo washes the ends as it runs out, but just really focusing on my scalp and yeah, really massaging this in. And sorry guys, I didn't realize the camera was getting very steamed up in the shower here. Then once we have double cleansed and double shampooed the hair, I just use my Red Cairn conditioner and just do the same thing. I mainly just apply the conditioner to the lengths of my hair, as I don't feel like it needs it at the roots, and it does just make my hair greasier, quicker. And just in case anybody cares, I wash my hair once or twice a week, just depending on what it actually needs. I'm not strict on this, I just give it what it needs. And then it is time to add some products and do a little bit more hair care. With a blow dry, you're applying quite a lot of heat very closely to your hair, so I do try and take as much care of my hair as I possibly can. Don't know about you, but I find finding my parting probably the hardest part about the blow dry. I can just never get it straight. My parting is always wonky, and now I've said that to you, you're going to notice it all the time. Shouldn't have said that. But first of all, I go in with a heat protectant mist. This is so important, and this one I'm using at the moment is just this dry bar one. Any will do. The reason I love this one so much is because it is a mist, and I feel like it really coats every single section of your hair. I find with sprays, it's hard to coat the whole thing, and I always brush my hair after every single time applying a product. Again, not an essential step, but I just feel like it means that the product is spreading around the hair more. Then I go in with a leave-in conditioner, and the one I've been using at the minute is this one by Way. I love this. The smell of this is insane, and I will say when I'm doing a blow dry, I try to use as minimal products as possible because you don't want the hair to be too heavy. I do find the more products I use, the less time that the blow dry lasts for. And then of course we go in with a volumizing product, and the one I used today was the Colour Wow Extra Large Bombshell. I love this, and I also love their root and lift spray, I think it's called, but any volume spray will do. I just apply this to my roots and really work this into my hair, because we can't have a blow dry without volume. There is no point trying to give yourself a big blown out volumized hairdo with no volumizing products. That is what they are there for. Of course, all the blow drying techniques and tools are amazing, but I do find that products really do make such a big difference to the hair. And then I just start by literally blasting my hair dry with my blow dryer. Any will do. This is a GHD one, but you don't need this. Literally any cheap hair dryer will do. I literally just blow dry my hair to about 90% dry, I would say, and I try to blow dry upwards. I'm not sure if you can see how I'm doing this, but I pull the hair and try and blow dry from the root up and out. Everything is just up and out, and this is going to help with the volume. On days when I'd want my hair sleek and shiny, I would blow dry downwards. However, because we are doing a big blown out kind of vibe, we of course want as much volume as we possibly can. So by blow drying up and out, it just makes the hair sit a little bit differently. I don't know if you can see, but my fringe has a lot of volume right now. And then for the back, I'm not too fussy or too bothered about how I dry this. I do it quite rough, I'm not gonna lie. I can't see the back of my hair, so it's just none of my business. What it looks like doesn't matter to me because I can't see it. Now, I am joking, I do care about what it looks like, but I can't see it. So we just give it a little rough dry and we deal with that a bit later. And then it is time to defrizz and smooth over the hair. So what I do here is just using my dryer again and a big paddled brush. I hold the hairdryer really close to the hair and sort of brush through as I'm drying. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here, because my hair is dark and the brush is black. This is kind of unhelpful, but hopefully you can see I'm lifting and brushing the hair and smoothing it over with the dryer, and this is just going to tame all my flyaways, make it sleek, smooth, ready for the bouncy blow dry. I apologise if this is really basic knowledge for drying hair, but I've had so many people ask how I do my blow dry, so I'm trying to do it as in-depth as possible. But if you already know how to do all of this and it's literally like a dummy's guide, then I am sorry, but gotta do what you gotta do. So this is my hair once it is about 80 or 90% dry. You can do a full blow dry with a blow drying hairdryer and a round brush, but I can't do it. I've tried and I cannot do it. So this is what we end up with once I have just gone through my hair with the hairdryer. Time for a little tea break, and then it is time to part the hair and move on to the next step. So I do use an air wrap, but I know that that is not accessible to everybody. So if you are somebody that doesn't have an air wrap, this is the brush that I see people using on TikTok and Instagram to blow dry their hair. Now, I have tried this and I cannot get the hang of it, hence the reason I purchased the air wrap. But this is me trying to demonstrate to you what they do. But whilst they're doing this, they're also blow drying it with a hairdryer. I can't do it. It's way too impractical for me. So I went ahead and bought the air wrap a couple of years ago, and it's honestly the best thing I ever did. But I do appreciate that they are pricey. There are a lot of dupes and other alternatives on the market. So like I said, this is like my super easy, quick blow dry, meaning we aren't using rollers, but this is the technique that I use. You literally brush the hair and roll. I do use the highest heat. I know a lot of people say that you shouldn't use the highest heat. I do. I find that my hair is so thick, anything less than the highest heat doesn't work, and this is how I do the back. So hopefully you can see here, I literally lift the hair, tuck the air wrap under, and just let it dry. Brush through it and dry it at the same time whilst literally twisting. It's so hard to like explain, but it's so easy. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing in the video. It is 100% one of those things that get easier the more you do it, and you find like different techniques and things that work for you. I do still struggle sometimes, do not get me wrong. I get frustrated, and sometimes my blowouts do not go as well as they do at other times. This one, I'm not gonna lie, wasn't that successful, but this is the point where people would apply rollers. So as you can see, my hair is sort of tucking under my chin, and people would just apply a roller and leave it to sit for a little while. But this is literally my 10-minute really quickly blow dry and get out the door kind of vibe, so we don't have time for rollers. But as you can see, I have to keep going in with the air wrap. It does take me a while. Like, you don't just do a one stroke and be done. You have to keep brushing, keep smoothing, getting rid of the flyaways and twisting. The hardest part for me is like actually attaching the hair to the air wrap where I want it to, as you can see here, like having to take it off so many times to get it right. I am not a pro at this. And of course I have got quite a long bob now, but my hair doesn't obviously curl, it just flicks under, whereas if you were doing this technique on longer hair, you would probably actually get a little bit of a curl, especially if you were to use a roller after. Like I said earlier, the back of my hair is none of my business, but I do try my hardest to get it to look nice, but it always ends up just flicking in random directions and it never really works out for me. But you know, it's all a learning curve. We're practicing. I've had my bob for quite some time now, almost like 3 years I've had a bob on and off, and I still struggle to get this right. But here you can see it's very bouncy, very just like almost like a sleek blow dry. And I do love having my bob, like I love it so much, but trying to find different styles to do with it is so hard, and actually getting styles to last and work in my hair is also so hard. Like, even if I did put rollers in this, it's not gonna curl, it's not gonna give like that Hollywood bouncy blow dry. This is more of just like a bouncy bob, shall we say. And I do focus the majority of the time on the top layer of my hair, as this is the one that I want to have the most bounce, and I always bring all of the ends of the hair together at the end just to smooth them all round so that they sort of like mold into one, so that the hair's not separated. And then it's time for the fringe. Now this has taken me some time to get used to. Some days this works so well, some days it doesn't. I really quite struggled with this on this day. So as you can see, I blow dry my fringe under, and I decided that part was too big, so I did it in 2 separate parts. If you don't have a fringe, you probably don't need to worry about this, but I go forwards, I go backwards, I do everything I can to get as much volume as possible. And at this point I thought, great, the day I'm actually filming this for people, my fringe is not going to play ball. But I just kept going, I kept persevering and trying it out, and then I thought I would show you how I would apply the roller to the fringe. Like I said, I didn't really have time for this today, so it was just a really quick chuck the roller in to demonstrate how I would do it. But I know a lot of people roll their fringe backwards, and when I had like longer bangs, I would pop this roller in the opposite direction. But because I like my fringe to actually look kind of like a fringe as much as I possibly can, I do roll this the opposite direction, so that when I pull it out, as you can see, it gives off fringe rather than like curtain bangs. I'm sure if you are trying to style your fringe or your bangs, there will be loads of videos on YouTube about this, but I'm definitely not the right person to ask. But then I thought I'd show you, if you do have an air wrap, that this tool also is really, really good for the fringe, because it kind of eliminates the big volume from the top and just gives it a little bit of a curl underneath. But anyway, for me, I'm not gonna lie, the second I leave the house, my fringe just, it fails. But yeah, that is my bouncy blow dry, guys. This takes me about 10 minutes every single time I wash my hair. Sometimes it takes me longer if I'm using rollers, but hopefully you can see it's so thick. Still gives a little bit of shine, a little bit of bounce. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Love you. Ciao.